Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to learn how to multiply decimals. And before we do that, I wanted to show you the different symbols that could be used to multiply. So make sure that you get these down as well. Make sure that you also get your name down. And so for multiplication, we know the simple basic multiplication sign is when we see an X just like that, and then we have a number in front of it and after it. Another symbol for multiplication is if we just have a little dot. And then the last way that we can also see multiplication is if there are parentheses and there's a number in front of it and inside of it. So let's go ahead and start doing our first multiplication problem. The amazing thing is that you get to use a calculator. So we're going to make sure that you know how to use that resource. So for this first problem, it says 3 7/10 times 4/10. And so we want to know what that equals. So when we're looking at your calculator, we of course turn it on. And what we want to make sure you remember is anytime that you have a decimal that you click the little dot right here. So I have 3.7 and then I need to multiply that. My multiplication sign is right here by 0.04 or 0.4 and then we hit equals so that it gives us our final solution. And be very careful about where that decimal is. If you see, it's right there between 1 and 4. So when we put in our answer, we need to make sure that we have it between 1 and 4. So our answer for this problem is 1.48. So let's make sure we write that down. Again, it matters where you put that decimal. If you put it in the wrong place, it's going to give you the wrong answer. It represents a completely different number. And what we're going to make sure that we do is that we write a complete sentence showing that we understood what we just wrote down. So make sure that you're writing this sentence with me because you're going to be doing that for every single problem. So for this one, my final solution is 1.48 because I multiplied by, and then that's where we would put the first number. So 3.7 by 0.4, period. So the important piece is we have our final answer. We know that we did this because we multiplied the two, and then we list the two numbers that we multiplied. Alrighty, let's go ahead and do number 2. So for number 2, it says that I need to do 18. So 18.7. And this 6 does not have any decimals. So I'm going to make sure that when I multiply, I only multiply with the number 6. And that's it. And for that one, our final answer is 112 2/10. And guess what? We're going to repeat our sentence. So let's go ahead and write that down. So my final solution was 112.2 because I multiplied 18 7/10 by 6, period. Alrighty, so now it's your turn to start doing things independently, and let's start seeing how you do. So the next problem on here is C. Go ahead and type in that solution and then give me your sentence with your answer. All right. Your answer should have been 40.95, and make sure that you have your sentence written down and typed in. Go ahead and do D. All right, your answer should have been 7.92. Go ahead and make sure that you write down your sentence. Go ahead and do E. Your answer should be 21.36. Go ahead and write down your sentence. Go ahead and do F now. Your answer should be 20.6, 20 and 6/10. Go ahead and write your sentence down. Go ahead and do G. Your answer should have been 63 and 99/100. Go ahead and write down your sentence. Go ahead and do H. Your answer should be 24 and 6/10. Go ahead and write down your sentence. Go ahead and do I. Your answer should have been 2 and 94/100. Go ahead and write down your sentence. All right, we're down to the last row. Go ahead and do J. Your answer should be 12 and 72/100. Go ahead and write down your sentence. Go ahead and solve K. Your answer should be 27 and 75/100. Go ahead and write down your sentence. Go ahead and solve L. Your answer should have been 70 and 4/10. Go ahead and write down your sentence. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so anytime that we see a symbol that looks like this, then we know that we need to multiply. And anytime that we want to enter a decimal into our calculator, the decimal sign is right here. And although this sign only has X, remember, if this little dot or the parentheses with a number in front of it and between it happen, then we also know we need to multiply. Okay,